sleep at home. Next.
All right, so as I said, we're going to be looking at a rather tragic story. It's a story about a lady by the name of Ivy Wangeshi, who was actually set to graduate later this year.
Imagine.
Was set to celebrate her birthday, which passed on Thursday.
Yeah.
She was turning 25, and she was going to become a medical practitioner, a doctor. Yeah. And she met a very untimely demise in a rather gruesome fashion. Yeah. She had a stalker who came through literally from Thika to Eldoret. First on Friday, looking for her. They ended up meeting. She said, "Let me go change." Yeah. She dipped on him. The guy went back home, went back to Thika, came back again. This time he had a mission, and his mission was one that was literally going to captivate the entire nation, and he hacked her to death. Yeah. In a brutal way, because he used first an axe, and after an axe, a knife. Yeah. And that's the part that most people are glossing over, because you need to understand just how brutal this crime was, this murder was. He used an axe, then put the axe aside, took out a knife,
and continued.
And, proceeded to damn near decapitate her. Yes.
So first and foremost, of course, we want to send our sincere condolences to her family. Yes. Because I feel like sometimes in these conversations, people forget that there's a family who has not only lost a loved one, but in such a gruesome way that it's really traumatic. Yeah. And they found out about her death on social media.
Well, there are many issues that I know we're going to delve into in relation to this particular tragic story. But the one that I want us to have a conversation around first is this. All the blogs and all the hate speech and all the wrong information that was shared on WhatsApp groups in relation to what transpired between Ivy and this
murderer?
The murderer. Yes. And it was wrong information that was shared. I want all those guys to, first of all, find a way to apologize to the family. Because there were very many stories that were shared, which were all wrong.
So now instead of mourning, the people around her are now coming out to spend the entire week trying to dispel all of this wrong information. Yes. Really, it's not fair.
Although there's something Shafia has said that has really caught my ears. Yeah. You're getting your information from other blogs, Bon. If it's not on Passion it's hogwash.
Anyway, no.
Yeah, they need to be responsible, true.
People need to be responsible in relation to this, because Dr. Ivy Wangeshi was brutally murdered by a spurned stalker, and social media, with no iota of evidence, blamed her for causing it. The killer has now told us the truth. He has spoken to the cops. The cops are handling the situation. They're investigating. And Ivy definitely deserves an apology. Her family deserves an apology, because they need to ease the pain. And as for the faculty in her school where she was about to graduate, because she had already finished, they need to give her degree posthumously. That is what was tweeted by Donald Kip Korir. And I think that is so legit.
The murderer has spoken his truth.
His truth, yes.
Also, another thing that guys need to understand is beyond, because I see a lot of people projected their animosity towards women towards this case, and beyond that, you need to understand that this is a human being. The neighbors are speaking. Shout out to the entire team. Actually, this is a story that we got from the Star. The neighbors have been speaking about just who Ivy Wangeshi was as a human being, and I think that is what needs to come into perspective.
Yes,
as a human being, not a murder victim, not someone on social media, but as a human being. Because I also feel like grow up.
Yeah, because I also feel like sometimes, and the people who've been trying to rationalize all of this madness, some people always say, imagine if it was your sister or your, and I'm like, imagine she's a human being first. Let's just deal with that first. But I want to also call out anybody who is trying to rationalize any aggression that a woman gets based on a man either buying her drinks or a man giving her money or any of those things, and calling that an investment. In 2019, that is terribly problematic. Completely problematic.
But you see, by the time
how stupid are you that you are talking about how do you invest in a woman?
No, not a woman. How do you invest in a human being?
No. How do you call it an investment?
That is slavery.
I'm buying drinks as an investment. Are you mad?
And then also to say that do you know how hard men work for their money? 1/3 of households in Kenya are run by women. We understand how hard it is to work for money because we are doing it.
Let me tell you,
Listen,
there's no single Kenyan who is being forced to get a huduma number who does not understand how hard it is to get money and how hard the economy is. So it's very, very simple. If you're a dude or a chick, by the time you want someone, by the time you want to be in a relationship with another person, you need to take your time to know them, talk to them. What happened to Katiana?
Also, and keep in line with what Shafi is saying. At the end of the day, listen, if someone tells you no,
it's no.
It's a no, yes. It doesn't matter how much money you threw at her.
So now let me tell you, and here I need to speak to all the guys. This is some wisdom my uncle gave me. My uncle told me, listen, there are 8 billion people in this planet, right? Of the 8 billion people who are on this planet, 5 billion are women. You hit on one. She says no. Fam. You still have an odd 5 billion women that you can pursue.
No.
Actually, and you don't force yourself on anyone.
No, it's not 5 billion. You hit on one, you're left with 4 billion, 9 million. You get my point.
I get your point. You get, as in, I don't have to force my love on you.
And then, and you can't call it an investment. If you're thinking along those lines, there's no difference between you and the people who justify rape by saying that, but I bought her drinks. You know what I mean? There's actually no difference. There's no difference between you guys. And in 2019, we have no time for you guys, by the way. Head over to mpasho.co.ke and check out that. No.
Let's actually tell guys just who Wangeshi was as a human being.
When we come back.
Sawa. So, of course, as we're doing that, mpasho.co.ke. But before we do that, we have Chin in studio.
Someone answered the other question.
Yeah, 176K went on Tuesday.
Tutakuambia tu ma details baadaye. Ukilalala ngara na hamna radio.
This Ngara story will never leave you. However, Chim is here for the big scoop on Kiss. And of course, we're talking about the tragedy that is the murder of Ivy Wangeshi. We're sending our condolences to her family. And her neighbors and her friends spoke out. And there's a story Mpasho did on that.
Yes. First of all, her friends held sort of like a memorial / birthday party, a posthumous birthday party.
She died I think 2 days before her birthday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then also her neighbors began to speak, and again, shout out to the guys at the Star, because this one they got for us.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they were saying, that they pointed out, was this is a girl who literally was into mentoring young girls. She had studied at Alliance High, and even when the guys in her church, the church leaders were saying she was a member of PCA Makongendi, and they were saying this is someone who had agreed. She had already agreed that during the April holidays, as it went on, she'd be taking on mentorship of young girls, trying to help them make something of themselves. This is the type of person that people are saying,
all sorts of things are about, and it must be so heartbreaking. You've lost somebody, then you go online.
Yeah,
all the things that you're seeing.
The neighbors were actually saying that they're shocked. They were like, "Yo, of the people that you interact with, there are some people that you never expect in a million years would meet such a demise.
Yeah,
someone has such a bright future.
Yeah,
that when you look at the trajectory of their life, you're like, this is someone who will go on to be successful, help the community, which she is still involved in. Even though she has the heavy workload of being a med student, she's still involved in the community she grew up in. And then you see on social media, in fact on Facebook first, that this person has been killed. That's how you find out.
Imagine.
That someone that you love, someone that you care about, someone that you watch grow up
has been murdered. And what I also want to add to this, because you bring in the social media aspect, and there's been a lot of conversations on social media, is that women are tired, guys. We are tired of being told that we need to keep ourselves safer. Our grandmothers have been told that, our mothers have been told that, we've been told that. It has done nothing for gender-based violence. All right? The numbers have kept skyrocketing. And it's because we are not dealing with the root problem, which is men just need to do better. And so men need to call out other men and hold them accountable for these actions, instead of telling women that you need to do a better job of protecting yourself.
Well, the thing is this, I think the same way you're saying, from your grandmother, your mother, and the current situation with my peers to my daughters, we'll always keep on telling them that particular thing, which is not the solution to the problem that is gender-based violence. Also, we need to understand that I just think dudes don't know better. Wase tu mazeni mafala, as in we've been brainwashed, or we've been conditioned in a way that we've always seen ourselves superior than women, and that's why the conversation always turns around to now we don't even consider each other human beings.
Yeah,
it's like a competition. It's boy child versus girl child. No, first people need to understand it becomes an intersexual, intergender kind of thing, and that is where the core problem is. Everything, like even with this issue of Ivy, it needs just to be broken down to one thing. This is a human being, not someone's daughter, not a med student. This is just a human being who lost her life in a way that it should not have happened.
And also, just to take it back quickly to what Adele was talking about, like mentorship for guys, for dudes, telling guys, do better, be better.
Yes, exactly.
Right? The thing is, for me, what shocks me is just the level of anger that you see when you interact with people online and the way that they have reacted to this story breaking. You see how angry men are. You're like, this, number one, this is, people are genuinely angry, but this is displaced anger.
Yeah.
Number two, you need to be taught how to deal with anger, in the sense that you cannot go around harboring anger towards an individual because of their gender, or because of an experience you had,
or rejection,
with a member of their gender, or because of the pain of rejection.
Yes.
That is life.
Yeah.
Life isn't easy. Deal with it.
And I think also why, her gender also plays a role is because it is femicide. And guys, in 2019 alone, we've lost
many cases. Yes,
37 women. Like between when she was murdered and today, 2 more women have been added onto the list, killed by their partners or people they were in a relationship with, right? So
I hear you.
There's a big problem. And I think that there's need for men to call out men and hold them accountable, because that is the root problem. We can't keep putting a bandage.
Leave alone the root problem. That's the only way we'll save them from now going to do such a thing and end up in committee or killed by a mob. You get my point? So anyway, the thing is this: we're praying with the family. I hear that her body has been moved to Kiambu. From Eldoret, and the burial arrangements are ongoing. And the thing is this: if you're a dude, you're going to go out today. If you're going to party with your friends, you might see a Chile in the club, and you feel like, you know what, you want her, and then you decide, because mse moja alikuambia kwa Instagram ati ni investment kubaya chali dem drinks sijui nini ujinga kama hiyo, na wewe you bought that story. You need to understand one thing: if a Chile wants you, she has to say yes. It's all about consent. If there's no consent, it doesn't matter how much bottles of expensive monkey shoulder you bought her.
It doesn't matter if you spend your rent
in
the club on her.
Yes.
There's nothing like an investment.
The moment she does not consent, the moment she does not say yes, the moment she doesn't tell you let's go, and she accepts, and if you can even get video footage ni sawa, tenda wema nenda zako.
As in, seriously, if you want to invest in someone, invest in yourself.
For the big scoop on Kiss, that's the hashtag. And we're on to the next scoop, which is...
Akothee decided to share with us her opinions on several matters.
Okay.
One of which was her telling us if you're looking for a man, who should be trying to sleep with. Yeah.
What?
If you are looking for a man, who should be trying to sleep with?
Okay, Akothee.
You don't make any sense.
So what did she say?
Everyone seems to think Akothee is, every time she does a collabo, it's because she's looking for a little boy that she can get with. Okay. And she was like, nah, fam, if I'm looking for a man, none of these little boys will cut it.
Okay.
There is Mheshimiwa.
Oh, wow.
Charles Njagi.
Jaguar.
Yes. The Starehe constituency, a member of parliament. But what is even more interesting is the fact that she decided to take shots at Maze, these guys who left EMB, kicking and screaming.
Okay.
Mr. Seed.
All right, listen to this.
Disrespectful. And how do I call the other one? Sasa wewe huna kitu, unaanza kuzungumana na Bahati, bibi yake, mama anataka kudondoka bibi yake na huku. What the hell is wrong with this? Hey, you man, listen to Bahati's story. Ask Bahati how many years he's been in the game before you think you can wake up in the morning and come Bahati.
This all happened because basically Mr. Seed left EMB, and when Mr. Seed left EMB, he cited several issues, one of which was the lack of pay. Bahati, and this is not unique to Mr. Seed, Bahati has been building his empire, building his career off of the sweat and backs of his artists. whom he allegedly refuses to pay.
Yeah.
Then also the fact that at the concert that he usually holds on the 31st.
Yeah.
Of December.
Yes, of December. Into the 1st of January.
So New Year's Eve gospel concert in Thika.
Yes. What happened was his wife, Diana Marwa, complained about
Mr. Sid's fiancé.
Yes.
Who was pregnant at the time.
Heavily pregnant, and she was hustling. She was selling tea and mandazis.
Yeah.
Because there are no vendors. And Diana Marwa felt jealous because she wanted that to be her hustle. Never mind that it was Nimo Gashwiri, who is Mr. Sid's fiancé, who came up with the concept.
Yeah. So
what she did is she told Bahati, listen, Izao, get rid of these guys. And he did. He called cops on Mr. Sid's pregnant fiancé. Heavily pregnant fiancé, like 7 months pregnant at the time. Yeah. So Akothee is like, listen, stick to your lane. You're being nyanyaswad. Maintain shut up. Take what you get, maintain shut up. Just say, Bahati, you might nyanyasa me, but I'm going to get what I need to get by learning from you.
No, I think we need to call out BS where it is. You know what I mean? Like, this guy, for how long on Big Scoop last year into this year was Bahati being called out for owing people money?
Conning people.
And
he has a court case in, literally it's a court.
Not one.
Not one, but two, because literally he has been conning his investors.
And Mr. Sid was not on the come up. You understand? So, if he was not getting his tunes,
all
that's
the songs
also wrong.
that Bahati had that were popping, the truth is, he featured on Mr. Sid's tracks.
Yeah.
Mr. Sid was also the ghostwriter at EMB.
No, so we need to call, like, when he's gone wrong, you have to say, here, this is not right.
Let me just close this to Ru. Once and for all, because first of all, there's no EMB anymore, because the reason as to why Akothee was speaking the way she was speaking at a function that was held at the KICC, one of the ballrooms there, because here EMB was moving, transitioning from being a record label to an NGO. That was the event.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, in Akothee's defense, first of all, she was speaking from a point of no information.
Of not knowing backstory.
She has no backstory. Because I know Akothee and I know she's all about, anyanyasagi watu.
Yeah.
She's not about, seeing people being oppressed, and she jumps on that vibe. But you know what? She was invited by who? Bahati. It was Bahati's event. And in celebration of what Akothee believes is Bahati's achievement, she did what she normally does. She went all out extra, and she must have said things that, by the way, eventually, when she realizes the truth, Bahati, whatever will come to you from that same mouth. Utajua au jui.
Go and check out the full scoop on Passiona's.
What does that mean? I've heard it in a Nigerian jam where they say Pat Kolopa.
What does
I think it's
mean?
different though.
It's just a thing.
That one was that song by Nani Flavor.
Flavor,
yeah. You say I'm a vangoloba means cutting in a norma. Alafu ananisha my legs.
Why don't I want to believe that?
Ngolova are those cakes that our parents used to wear a long time ago with really big soles. Remember when you used to wear
blocks, like blocks?
Yeah, they're blocks. Yeah, blocks.
Those are the ones
the flares
from TZ told us kuku cover rice only butter cover something.
Rice sole, yeah.
But it's actually rice sole.
Rice sole, yeah. And TZ is rice sole.
Mind blown. Mind blown.
Afro. In the 80s. In the 80s. When you see, check out Adele's TBT photos with the mom and her sister.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Go up a mob son.
Yeah.
And they used to look so sexy. And they're back, actually.
They're back. At 8:30, though. Someone's mind is blown here in the studio. You're with the Delon Yango and Shafi, Weru and Chim. Chim is here for the big scoop on case. So, Chim, what's the next story you're hitting us with?
Hey, Shafi, your boy.
Which one?
Ringtone.
Oh.
Mazengi was a victim of robbery.
Yeah.
He says he lost between 1 million and 2 million shillings. He was a victim of robbery and violence. Adele, all you can do is
They put a straight face. Okay, so what happened?
This guy was saying, he was away having a cup of coffee with Starehe MP Jaguar. When the let me finish, guys. Let me finish.
So how do you start a conversation?
When the robber broke in,
how do you start a conversation of how you've been robbed?
Telling us
who cares about that part? That's not how you go to your house and you found your door broken.
So then what happened?
When he got back to his home, he found his watchmen were tied up. Yeah, the dogs had also been dragged.
Yeah.
So he was like, Maze, when he started taking stock of the items in the house that had been stolen, there was money, there were valuables. Maze's guy has a safety deposit box that had crucial documents and a lot of money. It's gone.
In this same Karen that he's...
No,
Runda.
this is not Karen.
Runda.
This is his other home.
His other house.
In Runda. He has a house in Karen where he rears cows.
Yeah.
And the Karen Association wrote him a letter with bad English. Remember that one? In regards to his cows. And he said, you know what? My property.
Yeah.
And he was unwilling, very unwilling to declare what was in the box.
Yeah.
Because he's like, Kenyans will just judge me. But shout out to Geoffrey Mbudia, who kept just needling him until he finally revealed there was about 1.2 million shillings that was in there. And it was money he was going to have donated to the starving people in Turkana.
Wow.
After being moved.
Wait, do you have a clip? Hold on. Do you have a clip?
No.
So there's no clip?
Yeah.
No. Okay, hold up. Okay, pole kwake.
Wait, it's Chim Maliza. Let's.
He had been inspired by Akothee's actions.
Yeah.
So he had decided he'd also rise to the occasion and do something. But that money was stolen.
Okay.
Hold up.
He believes this was a move that was choreographed by his close friends. By the way, I'm side-eyeing Shafi over here. His close friends.
Yes.
Because they're the only ones who knew about his intent to donate the money.
Ringtone needs a time out.
No,
he just needs to sit out and log off from all social media. There's more?
There's not.
Okay, what
There's
else?
more.
What happened?
He's willing to put a 1 million shilling bounty out for anyone who will come forth with information about the robbery, because this, he says, is more than just robbing Ringtone. They have robbed the well-being of the starving people in Turkana.
Why can't he take that 1 million that he wants to give as a donation
And then just go and donate it in Turkana.
What is it called?
Yeah, as whatever.
Reward money. Si apeleke yo Turkana. Apatie tu Akothee.
He sees your voice, you tell him.
Anyway, the thing is this. Adele, you have nothing to say about it because you are a very good person. Let me say this today. First of all, now I understand why Wendy decided to diagnose Ringtone in their last interview. Because akopoa.
Something
because
is
the
wrong.
amount of attention this guy he keeps on like, yearning for and
It's not
needing.
normal.
It's not normal. It's abnormal. He needs psychosocial therapy or something.
And then also, it's so sad because of all the stories that you've given us before. Should something unfortunate happen to you, we will not believe it, because maybe this robbery happened, but it's so hard to convince me because I'm like,
this particular robbery.
Ringtone.
Okay, let me tell you about this robbery. Chim is not giving you all the details. I suspect this robbery did happen because he posted it on his IG with very bad English. By the way, he kept on, even he spelled God wrong. How can you spell God wrong?
G-O-D.
No.
God.
I don't know what it was not God. But anyway, that's not the point. But he put the picture of the door. It was broken. And then he put a picture of his Griama Shepherd. Okay, sorry, German Shepherd.
The shade.
Shafi, just stop this.
So
like
apparently his Griama Shepherd was dragged.
How can you laugh at your friend?
And then his watches were tied up.
Yeah. He
And
put
he's
a
the one
photo
watching.
also. He put a photo of them.
Okay, there was no picture of the watchie, but the Griama Shepherd was asleep. But now the backyard of that house is where now I was like, hey, he need Runda gun.
But not Runda is extended. Like,
Love it to the
wow. And Chim from pasha.co.ke.
Yes, sir.
He's here for the big scoop on Kiss. And we're down to the next scoop, which is
A celebration of love, the type of stories you like.
yay. Yeah. Okay.
This is the celebration of love with the twist.
Okay.
Yes, trust Chim.
Tell us.
So there's a K24 news anchor by the name of Isabella Kituri.
Yeah.
She was married roughly a year ago.
Yeah.
But about 8 months into the marriage, she lost her husband.
Oof.
He died from
Heavy.
cancer.
That's heavy.
Colon cancer.
Yeah.
And she's been mourning him for quite some time. He left her with a 3-month-old baby.
Yeah.
But now, lo and behold, she has resurfaced and she's heavily pregnant.
Oh, so
She's no longer wearing her ring, which means that she's moved on.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that's a
she's
celebration
healing.
yes, she's healed and
Yeah.
she's moving on. And there's a child on the way that is proof of
Yeah.
the fact that she's now in love.
But that's
and
tough.
serious with someone.
That's very tough to handle. So big
It
shout
is.
out to her. And of course, congratulations in advance. And we also want to congratulate the person who's going to walk away with